I'm live. Happy Sunday to you all. Thank you so much for joining me here today. This is going to be a quick live session, and I hope you've had a great day so far. So, for those that are going to catch it on a replay, you are welcome and thank you for stopping by. Now, going to the crux of the matter, I was on a live session just a few minutes ago with my business coach, and we had other business partners in that call, and something she said, introduce yourself. It was like an unscripted conversation. We didn't know what the interview was going to be about, and of course, from one person to the other, we went about saying, I'm a business analyst, I'm a whatever. Like, everybody gave their professional roles. I'm a mom of three, I'm a mother of many nations. We just said those things, and of course, I'm a business owner. But guess what? She really, took the conversation further and said, that's not what she meant. She wanted us to talk about who we are. And that's when it hit me, right? Like, beyond those things, who are you really? And that's the reason why I'm having this live session here today. The truth is, what we really, or who we really are, does not stem from the roles that we fulfill. If you're a wife, you're a mom, you're a sister, yes, that's part of what makes you holistic. But in talking about who you are, what she was referring to, and which is why I'm having this conversation here today, is what your actual purpose is. So, in as much as for me, when I started the conversation, I even mentioned the fact that I'm an author, and that's because I feel like that's tied to my identity, because it's tied to my purpose, right? Being able to be impactful to people who come across my work, my book, or even my conversations and things like that. But in all of this, the lesson I learned from here is this: your role is not your identity. Whether you are whether you're a CEO, it doesn't even matter, right? The fact that you're an entrepreneur, it doesn't make that's not your identity. That you're a parent doesn't that's not your identity. Those are not who you truly are. Your what you or who you truly are is tied to your purpose. Your purpose flows from your identity. So you should be, thinking about it in the line of the fact that what you do is an expression of who you're. Like, your the real essence of you is should be the actual expression of who you are. Now, your true identity is definitely deeper. It cuts across your values, the light that you give to the world, and things like that. So for me, maybe it's time to redefine. Oh, I know I said it right there, but I just want to re-emphasize that. For me, the fact who I am is tied to the fact that I'm an encourager. I'm first of all a child of God, right? So for me, that's something that cannot be taken. I mean, that's who I am, first of all, before anything else, before my purpose, because my purpose is tied to the fact that I am a child of God. So being a kingdom person and being somebody who is an encourager, my who I am is tied to people, being able to impact people in a meaningful way, to help them understand their deeper calling, their deeper purpose, and to be able to live out unashamed, unafraid, right? So that's what it is for me. So if I were to ask you, who are you? Like, who you are, can you define who you are? If your title as a mom is stripped off, right? If your title, maybe your job, not even saying that you lost your job, maybe you have retired, for example. Do you still know who you are? Like, can you still define yourself holistically in a way that will make sense, that will be touching or making the life of somebody else better, right? So, what is that true purpose that you're called to? Because I think many of us are carried away, because when you think about it in this way, you're not going to be carried away by titles. You're not going to be carried away by things that are fleeting, I would say. It will be something that is basically tied to the authenticity of who you truly are, that is impactful in the life of others. So think about it, and it will be interesting to know or hear your comments about who you truly are. What's your purpose? Who are you now? And who are you in the future, right? Like I said, it's not tied to your identity, it's not tied to your roles that you currently fulfill. So why not do this? You can write down your roles. I'm a mom, I'm a student, I'm a whatever you are, and then ask yourself, if none of these existed, or if my kids have grown and left the house, who am I? Like, what is there for me, right? If it's something like you're creative, you're somebody who is expressive, and this is the way I express it, right? Then you're getting to understand, or identify that true identity of yours. So if you're in the season where you're probably changing jobs, your kids are growing, or whatever that is, you're not starting over. You're just shifting to a deeper expression of who you are. So don't be discouraged because life unfolds. But the truth of the matter is, you need to understand your true identity so that you can make meaningful impact in the lives of others and live out purposefully. I always like to use this expression of the fact that we are in God's, like, the expression is this: we are like a piece of puzzle in God's grand design. The big design is for us to be impactful to different people at different points of our lives. So that's your purpose is tied to who you are. So find out who you are, understand it, and make sure that you're living purposefully. Because some people, they know what they carry, right? They know their talents they carry, they know those things that make up their personality, but maybe shyness or something else is still holding them back and they're not able to be fully expressive. As long as you keep those things inside, you're not fully living, honestly. So find out who you are and be expressive about it, unashamed, unafraid. I'm rooting for you. I hope you've gained something from this today. All right. So have a great week. I will see you soon. Cheers.